Hey everyone, it's Metamorphosis 743 again, and in this video I'm going to talk about something very important because today we're living in some really deadly and dangerous times. Um, in this video I'm going to talk about a few more wars that we need to win in order to keep the USA and the rest of our world, of our allies safe in the world. In order to keep the USA safe and the rest of the world safe and win another revolution, we need to win a few more wars. They are going to be deadly, but we have to fight them and win them anyway. But before I announce and tell you the 5 main wars that we need to win, I want to talk about China. I was just watching some YouTube videos and looking up some articles, and Canada, the USA, NATO, our Asian allies, and our European allies are all ready to team up together to go to war with China out in the South China Sea. China is the top biggest and deadliest threat to the world and to the USA right now because China has a lot of deadly weapons. They have a lot of deadly nuclear weapons. They have a lot of high-tech military stuff, even though the USA's are a little bit stronger. And also China is bullying other countries in Asia. They're also bullying Vietnam, they're bullying Australia, they're bullying Japan, they're bullying the Philippines, and they're bullying South Korea. And now China wants to be the top dominance in the world. They want to bring communism into the United States, into Canada, into Europe, and into the rest of Asia, and even Australia. And we have to prevent that from happening. Because China, they've been ripping this off for a long time, a super long time. China's been ripping this off. They've been stealing trillions of dollars from us. They've been stealing technology from us, and the trade war is just going nowhere. So eventually we may have to cut off China and start buying products from China and buy products from other countries that are brand new and high advanced. But before I get into more about China, I want to tell you the 5 main wars that the USA and our allies need to win. And then I'll talk about China more later in this video. Those top 5 wars are Taliban in Afghanistan. We need to finish winning Afghanistan and destroy Taliban because they're still a pretty big threat, believe it or not. Number 2 is the U.S. Civil War. We need to fight another American Civil War in the United States against Congress, the Democrats, the left side, and the corrupted government, because if we don't, then we're not going to have a home in America anymore, and America is going to be destroyed and going to collapse if we don't stand up to the government, stand up to the Democrats, and defeat them again. So eventually we're going to have to fight another U.S. Civil War and defeat the enemies in the USA. Number 3, Venezuela. In Venezuela, their leader is provoking war with the United States, and they're trying to start war with the United States, and so are some of the Venezuelans in military that are trying to provoke war with the United States. So eventually, when it comes down to it, we're going to have to take out Venezuela and capture their leader. Number 4, North Korea. I know this sounds ridiculous because Kim Jong-un is making peace with Donald Trump, our president, but lately, North Korea has still been firing missile rockets over Australia and Japan and over South Korea, and they're still threatening our Asian allies, and they're threatening Australia too. So eventually, if it does come down to it, and if things go the way they are, then we're gonna have to take out North Korea, and we're gonna have to destroy North Korea and capture Kim Jong-un, either lock him up in Guantanamo Bay, excuse me. Or we're going to have to assassinate Kim Jong-un, one of those two. Let's just hope we don't have to go to war with North Korea. But if they keep up the rockets, then eventually we're going to have to take them out. And finally, number 5, the deadliest and most serious one of them all, China. In other words, you can say welcome to World War III, China. Like I said, China is the biggest threat to the United States right now. And they're threatening the United States, they're threatening our Asian allies, they're threatening Europe, and they're threatening Australia too. That's why we have to destroy China, and if we have to nuke China, then we may have to do that. Because China are really deadly right now. They're really dangerous. China are heavily armed. They have a lot of our technology. They have so much of our money, and they're trying to do more than just take over the South China Sea. I believe in 1961, India and China went to war over territories in the South China Sea. China won, but to this day, India wants it back Vietnam also wants their territories back in the South China Sea too, and I believe um, a few other countries in Asia want their islands back from the South China Sea, from China too, out in the South China Sea, and that's mainly what we're going to be fighting over. The United States, NATO, and our allies are all going to team up together to take on China out in the South China Sea. And don't worry, because the USA has the top, strongest, and most powerful navy in the world, and we have the top, strongest air force. Yes, China's are pretty strong too, but they're not as strong and powerful as the USA's are. So if we really stick together and we work hard enough, we're God on our side, we'll defeat China. It's going to be worse than any nightmare. It's going to be a little worse than World War II, but we're God on our side, we'll defeat China, and we'll keep them from being a threat to the entire world and a threat to the United States. Yeah, that's what I want to say. I'll repeat it one more time. The top 5 main wars that we need to win are Taliban in Afghanistan, the second U.S. Civil War, Venezuela, North Korea, and China. Once again, one more time. That's Taliban in Afghanistan, the second U.S. Civil War, Venezuela, North Korea, and China. Those are a few more wars that we need to win in order to keep the world safe, to keep the USA safe, and to win another revolution. It's going to be dangerous and deadly, but we have to do it anyway, because if we don't fight off all of these enemies, they're going to end up killing everyone. They're going to end up killing us, and then it's going to be over for us. It's going to be over for America. It's going to be over for the rest of the world, and it's going to be over for our innocent children and our little babies and teenagers who we need to protect. Our teenagers and our children, our babies, are the ones who are in the most danger right now from all these enemies, and that's why our militaries and our allies in NATO have to take out all of these enemies who are threatening us. So yeah, that's just what I want to talk about. These are some deadly times that we're living in today. Really, really deadly times, especially the Democrats. The Democrats and the liberals, they're the ones who are funding all of these other enemy countries, especially China, to get us into World War III. When we fight China, it is going to be World War III, but we have to do it anyway, and we just have to get through it. Since we won World War I and World War II, we're just going to have to defeat China the same way we defeated the Germans and the Japanese in World War II. Or we may have to defeat them in a more powerful and stronger way, but eventually we'll win the war over China and we'll defeat them. Especially since we have our allies on our side and we have NATO on our side. And I believe Canada will help us too, since we're really close friends with Canada too. And of course the UK and the British will help us defeat China. And even though Russia has been on China's side for a long time, let's hope Russia will realize how bad China is, and let's hope Russia will become allies and help us defeat China too. Let's hope Russia will be on our side. I can't guarantee that Russia will be on our side, but let's hope and pray that Russia will be on our side anyway, since Vladimir Putin is really good friends with our president Donald Trump. So yeah, that's just what I want to say. To keep the USA safe and to keep the rest of the world safe and all of us safe, we need to win a few more wars. After we win a few more wars and we win another revolution, then there should be peace and love and safetyness back in the world and back in the United States again. And then once us Americans win the second Civil War, we can bring back law and order back in the United States and make America great again. But before all of that happens and before we can be safe again like the old school days, we need to win a few more wars. We need to win the top 5 wars that I just named right now. And we have to do it we have to do it stronger and better than ever. Yeah, I know these are some dangerous and deadly times that we're living in right now, but that's just what I want to talk about. The main enemy, one more time, that we need to defeat is China. China are the biggest threat to the world in the United States, and we need to destroy them and annihilate them. And then afterwards, we may need to nuke China back to the Stone Age days. So yeah, that's just what I want to talk about. So, patriots and our allies and Americans, if you understand what I'm saying and you like this video, feel free to give this video a like. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think about these top few more wars that we need to win in order to win another revolution to make the world and the USA safe again. I'll put some links in the videos below this video so you all can see, and feel free to comment in the comments below and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. That's just what I want to say. This is Metamorphosis 745 signing off. also known as Metamorphosis 743, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks, and take care. Bye now.